So after the video that I put up 2 days ago called Eyes on Alconbury, it's been viewed over 600 times in 2 days. Now, that's amazing to me, but it just shows you that this is a very important topic and it struck a nerve with a lot of people, and so people are looking at this. After that, subsequent to that video yesterday, I decided to just start looking a little bit more into the council itself. What does the committee look like? Because as always, I'm just wanting to understand as much as I can about it. And so it's difficult to actually navigate your way through the council website sometimes, but I managed to find it by working from this end. So Alan Sharp spoke at the rally last week. This is him. And he's on the Highways and Transport Committee, which is voting on Tuesday. So I just typed in Alan Sharp's name, and on the council website they have a directory of all the councillors. Find my councillor, so I clicked on S. You go to S, and there he is, Alan Sharp. There he is next to Neil Shailer as well. Click Alan Sharp. Go to committees, and then you see the committees that he's on. On page 2, you've got Highways and Transport Committee. Click that, and so here you have the committee. I took these off here and put them, so you see this whole list. This is the committee right here, and to make that a little bit more comprehensible, I decided to make this page where I just put them in order of their party. I also took the faces, took the little photos of them, and the ward where they're from. So here you've got the Conservatives, 7 Conservatives: Janet French, March North and Waldersley; Ryan Fuller, St Ives North and Witton; Ian Gardiner, Alconbury and Kimbolton; Anne Hay, Chatteris; Simon King, Roman Bank and Peckover. Never heard of that, but there you go. Mac Maguire, Yaxley and Farset. I think that's over near Witton. Alan Sharp, of course, how this all started. Wood Ditton. And then you've got the Liberal Democrat members. This is Alex Beckett. He's the chair, so I've given him a little chair. He's from Queen Edith's ward. Piers Coots from Ely South. Douglas Dew, Hemmingford Grey and Fenstanton; Lorna Dupre, Sutton; Peter MacDonald, Duxford; Brian Milnes, Sawston and Shelford. That's where I'm from. Brian Milnes, you're my rep. So what are you going to do? And then, of course, you've got the 2 Labour members right here: Jerry Bird, Chesterton, and Neil Shailer, Romsey. It should be pointed out as well that Neil Shailer is a member of Camcycle, so he is somewhat biased in this, undoubtedly. He is one of the ones alongside Dave Bagent who seems to be wholly committed to pushing through the bridge closure. Though I don't know anything about him as a man, hopefully he can listen to reason and see facts and data in front of him. But we'll see. So there you have it. I made that, and I was sort of amazed because I was of the opinion, like a lot of people, I thought that this thing was a sure deal. And, you know, if this thing was to just go through unchecked, it could possibly be. But look, the Conservatives have got the majority. It's only by these 8 banding together that they actually make a majority. So there's only 1 vote in it. All right, and look at these people. Piers Coots, Ely South; Douglas Dew, Hemmingford Grey and Fenstanton. What would the people of Hemmingford Grey and Fenstanton, why would they care about Mill Road? Why would the people of Sutton or Duxford want to close the Mill Road Bridge? How could they actually have an opinion if they're not from there? And so let's just assume that all of these Conservatives are going to vote against. You only need 1 of these guys to vote against, or even abstain, for the thing not to happen. Jerry Bird, last time, as it was said by Frank Gorthrop, Jerry Bird voted to reopen the bridge during COVID, or towards the end of COVID, and received some abuse for that. written by email and letter, which was reported. So Jerry Bird last time voted against and received abuse. What's she going to do this time? We don't know. So this is quite a remarkable sort of vision when you think about it. These guys here, these 15 people, are about to decide the fate of the whole of Mill Road and all of the associated implications that has. If that is closed, all of the residents of Romsey and Petersfield who are going to be affected, and all of the drivers of Cambridge who aren't going to be able to use the road anymore, and all of the people who signed the petition are going to be ignored, all of the people who went on the march are going to be ignored, and the only thing that this is all based on is this highly dubious, frankly shambolic consultation process from last spring, which in my last video I made great pains to point out was totally wrong. They have misinterpreted this thing here. The consultation refers to a number of respondents being 1,980 odd, and they keep referring to a majority of that as public support. But that's not true. As can be shown, it's demonstrably not true. Now, what would the people here, let's say these Liberal Democrats are all going to be whipped into line, as well as the Labour Party would hope that this bridge thing gets closed. If Peter Coots from Ely South and Douglas Dew from Hemmingford Grey and Lorna Dupre from Sutton and Peter MacDonald from Duxford and Brian Mills from Sawston and Shelford, if the only thing that they have to go on is a 900-page document which tells them about the Mill Road Bridge, and in it, peppered throughout, are little assurances, don't worry, this is what people want. Everybody's in favour of this. Don't worry about it. Just vote for this because that's what everybody wants. If that's what they're being presented with, then they probably will vote to close it. But if they're shown, hang on a minute, this is widely unpopular, the consultation was fudged, and the documents which I'm being presented with as a way to, the data which I'm supposed to be basing my decision making on is actually wrong, then surely the logical step would be to vote against closing it, if only to do a more focused study on the pros and cons and the ramifications of it, rather than just waving it through with little debate or scrutiny. If this thing was actually properly analysed, how would they actually vote? And it would only take one of these guys here to vote with their conscience or to err on the side of caution for this thing not to get through. So, as I see it, it is wide open still. It is all to play for. It is not a sure deal by any means. There are numerous reasons not to close the bridge, and it seems to me that the only reasons to close the bridge are part of this Camcycle Mill Road for People agenda package, which is a special interest. It's not for the general public good. It's a special interest, and it encompasses all kinds of problems which haven't actually been properly addressed. And so, yeah, there you have it. Look at that. Which way are you people going to vote on Tuesday? Which way? Which one of you could be the one to make this not go through? Could it be you, Brian Milne from Sawston and Shelford? You're my representative. I've never heard you, I've never seen you yet, but you could do the right thing. Could it be you, Douglas Dew from Hemmingford Grey and Fenstanton? Somebody on Facebook seems to be confident that Lorna Dupre wouldn't vote to close it. And from what we know about Jerry Bird, she's already voted to keep it open once. So, like I say, there is a ray of hope. There is a glimmer of hope in this air. So I wanted to put that out there to you because I know that this is a very, very important point at the moment and a hot topic. And there is a lack of actual proper analysis and information out there at the moment, which is why I think a lot of these videos take off so quickly. I'm feeding an appetite, and it's important. So, like I said, if those councillors actually understand that this is not just a straightforward, rubber stamp job, and that this is actually going to take some required focus, and if they understand that everyone's looking at them, and if they can see the kind of the ramifications of the decision that they're about to be asked to make, maybe they'll think twice before voting to close the bridge. Well, we'll see, won't we? I suggest everybody talks about this as much as they can over the next day. If possible, even write to these guys. Send this video to them if you think that might help. But here's what it looks like. I'm starting to get the feeling that I get when you're about to watch England take penalties in the quarterfinal. You know, it's something that is theoretically it's possible that they could win, but you also know that you've never seen them win before. So there's just this dread in my stomach. But it's certainly exciting, and we'll see how it goes, won't we?